In this video, we will break down the waiting periods for naturalization that permanent residents need to observe to become U.S. citizens. This involves understanding both the standard and exception rules based on marriage to a U.S. citizen. Understanding the waiting periods for naturalization is crucial for permanent residents aiming for U.S. citizenship. Usually, a 5-year waiting period is in place for most permanent residents. However, an exception exists for those married to a U.S. citizen, reducing this period to 3 years. Most permanent residents are aware of the general rule that requires them to have lived in the U.S. as permanent residents for 5 years before they can apply for naturalization. This is a fixed timeline unless exceptions apply. An important exception is known as the 3-year rule. This rule applies if a permanent resident is married to a U.S. citizen. To qualify, certain conditions must be met, and the resident must have been married for 3 years, with their spouse being a U.S. citizen. After 3 years of residency as a permanent resident, they can apply for naturalization. The flowchart diagram outlines the decision-making process for determining eligibility under the 5-year rule and the 3-year rule for naturalization. The diagram includes pathways for general eligibility and the special case of being married to a U.S. citizen, indicating the steps and conditions that must be met. Let's see if you remember what we've discussed. What is the standard waiting period for most permanent residents before they can apply for naturalization? Is it 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, or 6 years? Feel free to pause the video now to think about the answer. We'll discuss it in the next section. The correct answer is 5 years. This is the standard waiting period unless a resident qualifies for the 3-year rule due to being married to a U.S. citizen. In this case study, we see an individual who became a permanent resident in February 2022 and is married to a U.S. citizen since March 2021. Given that their spouse was a citizen in May 2022, they are eligible under the 3-year rule. For those ready to apply, it's crucial to research the latest USCIS naturalization requirements. Begin by gathering all necessary documents, ensuring the accuracy of your N-400 form, and consider consulting an immigration attorney for a double check. Finally, submit your completed application. To summarize, remember the 5-year waiting period is standard, but a 3-year exception exists for those married to a U.S. citizen. Always ensure all residency and marital conditions are satisfied before applying. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you found it helpful in understanding naturalization eligibility. Please like, share, and subscribe for more useful content. And don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments below.